Archives are a very large, important aspect to Forest Lawn Cemetery. It's the history of not only the cemetery, but it's the history of Buffalo. And it's where people can find those roots. There's been many times that if we didn't have the hard copies of records that will go back to the 1850s and 1860s, we would not have been able to pay proper tribute or to answer inquiries. It's just so important to people to have that connect here at Forest Lawn.
The history of so many people ends here, people think, but for people like me, it began here.
Looking back on people who have lived and died and are buried here, I think we see the whole history of Buffalo in all its colors and all its subtleties and all the different kinds of people that made up the city over the last 200 years.
It's a living laboratory because people can bring their students here and learn history, you know, from presidents to who made Buffalo what it is.
A lot of that history and a lot of the uniqueness of Buffalo is right here on these grounds. And to have the opportunity to walk and look and read the names of the monuments, it brings all of these people back to life.
Once you begin to learn something about Buffalo's architecture, you realize that you have to learn about Buffalo's history. And once you get into Buffalo's history, you begin to realize that one way to supplement, one way to make real is right here in Forest Lawn Cemetery.
We've referred to Forest Lawn as a place where history comes alive, where you can go back and you can recreate the names and the deeds of these men and women over many, many years and decades. And it's a fascinating place to come back and reminisce and realize how unique it is.
I think for young people to remember, you know, to find out how do I remember, where do I go to offer that, having a place like this and a ceremony that's an opportunity is a good thing.
We have to be able to tell the story, and then we also have to preserve for the future.
I don't think there's a public park that can quite do what Forest Lawn can do in terms of making you reflect on who you are, the meaning of your life, and what it means to be human. It's a very consoling place, and it's a beautiful place, and it's something that needs to last forever.